following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? I am so excited. We have Carmen Turner in our building, Fort Bend County Tax Assessor Collector winner. She's the first African American female to be a Fort Bend County Tax Assessor Collector. Lady, how does that feel? Ooh,
I don't know yet. The first,
in 150 plus years.
Yes. I don't know how I feel yet because I haven't got used to it yet. When we first started running, we weren't thinking about breaking records. We was just worried about getting to the end of the race. And then once we won, we found out all the things that came behind it, which was the first Black, the first Democrat. I guess it hit me when I swore in January 1st.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that so many times, this is 2020, and to break it now.
Perfect timing, I think. With everything going on right now with COVID, I think it would be the perfect time. I mean, I am the first. Of course, Bridget Smith Lawson is the first.
Yes.
Khalid Morgan is the first judge for 505.
Eric Fagan.
Eric Fagan is the first. And I want to say that Tamika Carter is the first. It was a lot of firsts. And to do it at this time is just overwhelming. I mean, I guess once I get a chance on the first to really dissect everything, because they've been had us going every day.
Right.
I'll feel it for real. I walk in the door now and people say, Carmen Turner, the tax assessor, and I'm like, oh, that is me. Yes.
The thing about it is that you're in history. You're now part of history and history books that will pass on for children.
Yes.
So the children will know. They see you and you look like many of them.
Right.
And then for them to know that.
Yeah, a lot of our children was on the campaign trail with us. My son was on the campaign trail with me. Bridget has 2 girls. Khalid has 2 twins. Jennifer Cantu has 2 twins. We had Dr. Baptiste has 2 twins. Of course, Ron Reynolds has 2 twins. And I mean, they learned, my 2 nieces was with me too. And the idea that they were able to see us do it. Right. And they were out there at the polls when we were at the polls. If you go on my website, you'll see a lot of pictures of the kids that was with us. It's good to know that they're learning at such a young age.
Right.
Yeah, and I think Jennifer twins are like 8 or 9, and Khalid's 3 kids, they're right there, steps 8 or 9. To let little girls know that they can be a Black tax assessor collector in Fort Bend County, to let them know that they can be a judge of Fort Bend County or any county is outstanding to me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I love that. In looking back at this has been a year and really 8 months or so, or a year and a half or so.
Yes.
In this journey. And just looking back, why run? Why did you decide to run?
Because of the kids, and because of the old elderly. For me in the tax office, I hear people always saying that their taxes are too high, and then the veterans. And then when you look back at it, they've never filed their exemptions for being a senior citizen. They've never filed their veterans exemptions, and they're complaining about the taxes being high, and they need to take advantage of stuff like that. And I've always been an advocate of taking care of the elderly, and the elderly will take care of you, because one day I'm going to be in the same shoes they are. And then at the same time, I feel like when I'm teaching my nieces and nephews what they can do. And it was so important to me because my mentor, which is Beverly Clark Walker, I think you might know her. She was my high school school teacher. And I watched her come up the ranks back in 1989. I think she ran for office the first time, and she won city council in Harris County. And I grew up with her as a school teacher. And then I had a grandmother and grandfather which did the same, which were always at the polls. And then I had my mother, which was always does the poll. And I just felt like it was something that I need to do. I need to make a difference for myself. Let's stop talking about it and do something about it.
Absolutely. This time was so pivotal because of presidential election was one main thing.
Right.
But I love the way that you all collaborated as a group. And with that collaboration of the different campaigns coming together, but you were still knocking on doors and giving out the literature of others. Let's talk about that and how pivotal that was.
You know, that was funny. I won my primary.
Right.
And after that, I looked back, and one of my campaign managers, I had a strategist, and he told me to pick out 4 or 5 people that I wanted to run with. And not because I was alienating other people, just because a smaller team is easier to do. And he said, don't stop campaigning. So I'm listening to him. So we didn't stop campaigning. I didn't sit back on my primaries. I ran through the runoff. And so we got together as a group. My sister and I have an organization called the Smith and Turner Foundation, and it does food drives. And so I was like, you know what? We're doing food drives only on the north side. Let's take it to Fort Bend County and let's help the community. And I called a couple of people up and I asked them, I said, do y'all mind helping us every single month on the campaign trail? And then we started off every month, and we went from every month to like every 2 weeks we had to do a food drive somewhere in Precinct 2, Precinct 1, Precinct 3, and Precinct 4. But to work with that bunch of people, it was such a great feeling because it gave us an opportunity to get to know each other even more than ever before. The literature came along a little bit later when he told us, okay, start putting everybody's stuff in the bag and help everybody. And we just started putting everybody's stuff in the bag. And when I would be in Precinct 2, they would be in Precinct 1. Jennifer used to work in Precinct 1. Some days Jennifer couldn't do it in Precinct 1. She would come over there where I was in Precinct 2. It was never a time that anybody said, oh, I'm going to be selfish. Everybody got together and we worked as a team. So I think we're going to be friends for the rest of our life because we've built a bond now that can't be broken because of all the things that we broke, the history that we broke into. Eric Fagan calls me every day. His wife calls me pretty much every day. Bridget has been extremely busy, but we see each other at least once a week. Khalid, she has 3 twins, so I see her every now and then, but we all still bonded together from that.
Absolutely. I love that. And with that collaboration that you all did, by you all knocking on doors, because nobody can be everywhere.
No.
You just can't be everywhere.
No. You know, knocking on the doors, phone calls, the phone banking, a lot of the precinct chairs got on the phone and called for every last one of us. They didn't call for just one. They called for every last person that was on that ballot. The bigger push that came later down the line that we wasn't expecting at all was when Vice President Kamala Harris got on the ticket. And that just like, we had momentum, but that momentum from the presidential race, it really took it to another high for us because, you know, just the idea to have the first Black vice president on the ticket. And so we took advantage of it. I mean, we really started pushing even harder, and we started pushing her name, and we started pushing the idea of having a Black female president for the first time. And the other thing that we had to push was the idea that they had to go all the way down the ballot. We had over 73 or 75% of Fort Bend County to vote. That is outstanding for us. You know, Cynthia Ginyard used to always say we were kind of blue, but we're navy blue right now. We're blue. And to be a part of that history and to be a part of come in at the same time that my Sarah, you know, became vice president, it was outstanding for me. It's still a good feeling. I haven't quite felt it yet. Like I say, maybe January 1st, when I see my family and everybody there. DA Brian Middleton told me that he's going to be standing there with some napkins because he know I'm going to cry. I'm promising him I'm not, though.
Right.
Yes.
But that is true.
Yes.
She is your sorority sister.
Yes. Yes. It's a
Vice
great
President
feeling.
Harris.
Yeah, my sorority sister. The AKAs came out like, Alpha Kappa Alpha came out like never before. I mean, they were everywhere. That helped me. That pushed everybody else to come out. And actually, the Divine Nine came out. They came out, like never before. They actually put my signs out. They volunteered at the polls.
All sororities did, as well as fraternities.
That was exactly. They sure did. I mean, like never before. I mean, that's the good thing about it. I mean, everybody just came together like family, and they helped out. We didn't know some of them. They didn't know us. They just knew we were on the ticket and they were going to help us out. And you don't know how it feels when somebody walk up to you and just say, I'm out here to help and volunteer. And they made phone calls and they went to our websites and they, you know, typed in, we're looking to volunteer, where y'all going to be at. And they went to the polls. And they made a big difference for our campaign.
The other thing that you spoke to me about a little earlier is that you saw a lot of young people this time.
I think they said this is the first time they've seen that many brand new voters,
Right.
young people from 18 on up. That's a good feeling. See, I had no choice back in my day. My grandmother worked
Right.
at the poll. You couldn't live in her house, and my mother worked at the polls. You couldn't live in a house without voting. But to see young people come out now, it's quite different. You know, after George Floyd and everything that went on with George Floyd, I think it pulled out a lot of young people. And the churches were so supportive. Oh my God. I mean, we go to the churches, it was a little different because in the beginning when we first started campaigning, we can go inside of the churches
Right.
with no problems at all. Now we have to go on the website, or they'll allow 25% of the people to come in, and they'll allow us to come in at the time. We're getting together right now to go back around to all of those churches who helped us out so much, like Terrence Church on the north side. I don't know if you know about that one. The people from the north side were calling Fort Bend County, talking to people that they knew on Fort Bend County side over here to tell them to come out and vote for us. They also was working for Harris County. You know, that's unheard of. You know what I'm saying? For people to reach out like that. I had people from Bryan College Station calling Fort Bend County
Right.
to make sure they tell them. Half the names on the ballot they didn't know, but they knew Carmen Turner.
Right.
They knew I was from Bryan College Station, and they asked everybody to vote all the way down the ballot, and that made a difference.
I'm so glad you brought up that. Let's go with your background.
Oh.
Because many people that came out and voted for you and knew you from previous, occupations. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, they did. Carmen Smith is my high school name. And they used to call us the Smith sisters. It's Tony Smith, Carmen Smith, Tony, Lena, Sheena Smith. And I graduated from Lamar High School. And so I knew a lot of people from Lamar High School was on the campaign trail. I've been in Houston all my life, but my background, I started off back in the day, I used to work for City of Houston, which Beverly Clark Walker, my school teacher, got me a job there in water customer service. And I stayed there 2 or 3 years. I left there and I started working for one of the biggest hair salons in Houston, which I think you might have heard of or know. That was Headliner's Hair Salon.
Right.
And Vermeer's Hair Salon. Headliner's Hair Salon was owned by Matthew and Tina Knowles, which a lot of people was calling me saying, "Are you the Carmen Smith that used to do my hair?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me. I did hair for 14 years.
Right.
I did hair for 14 years, and, I raised a lot of people, kids, and they would see my name on the ballot, and they would be like, it's so awkward to see your name on the ballot." It was a great thing for me. It was a great feeling. I was a psychiatrist. I was a hairdresser. I was a marriage counselor. When you do hair, you do everything.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I did everything. And now to see those people calling me and see me on the ballot, and they like, I went and voted for you, and I seen your name on the ballot, and it looked so awkward to see your name on the ballot. And after I left there, of course, I went into the trucking business and the real estate business.
Right.
And I did that a number of years. So I when I started real estate, I owned a mortgage company, mortgage broker, and a concrete company, and also a construction company.
Right.
And that took me to, everything I did was taking me to the next level. And that's the way I look at it. And I tell my son, never say no. Don't tell me I can't do it, because I can. And he was one of the ones talking about, we don't have enough money. My sister was like, we can't do it right now. Wait till later. Why are you running? And I was like, it's no better time. So I did what I had to do. I mean, and as you know, back in the real estate days, you couldn't tell me no then, and you can't tell me no now. The concrete company actually took me to driving concrete trucks, 18-wheelers. And I used to teach people that's coming out of prison how to drive 18-wheelers. So I've been in Houston all of my life, and I know a lot of people on the good side of it and people on the bad side of it. But the guys that was on the good side of it, they came over to on the bad side, they came over to the good side. Yeah. And a lot of them voted for me.
They did.
A lot of them voted
you
for
registered,
me.
You registered a lot of people to vote.
Yes, we did. And I wasn't even thinking about going through my phone book. I've been had the same phone since 1999 when they had Nextel. You probably remember the same number, same phone number. And I just started going through the phone book, and those people just came, don't worry about it, we got you. And they did what they said they was going to do. And, here we are now.
Absolutely.
Carmen Turner, the tax assessor collector elect for Fort Bend County.
Wow. That is something.
But
and then just looking at that, just looking at the fact of all the people that he had, all the people in the books, many of them were first time when you called them saying, hey, Are you registered to vote? Many said no.
A lot of them said no.
Yeah.
A lot of those
and
people
they
said
registered
no.
because
And they
you said that.
And they would text me and send pictures of them at the polls, you know,
Right.
hey, I voted for you. I got my voter tag on. And I was overwhelmed, but I was so busy. I have never took the time to just look at, you know, this last year and a half, how it went.
Right.
And it's been a pretty busy weekend. I mean, pretty busy year and a half. My sister and them had a virtual victory party.
Right.
Even if we had lost, we still gonna have a victory
Right.
party. That's how they do it. They party for every little thing. So
Shout out to your sister.
yeah, it was like 85, 90 people on the screen, and I'm like, okay. I mean, it was just an awkward feeling because I never have once thought about me. I've always thought about the people. My mother said,
Right.
always take yourself out the picture and think about the people that you're taking care of and that you're going to be servicing. So Carmen Turner did not win tax assessor for Fort Bend County. The county wanted, the people that live in the
Right.
county wanted. All the little girls who are going to school right now can one day look back and say, and I'm going to try to get a baby doll for them one day. I hope Barbie will make a baby doll that's a black tax assessor. It doesn't have to be Carmen Turner.
Right.
Make one that's a judge, because they need to know that they can do the same thing that we have done.
Absolutely. I love that. I love the fact that as you did it, you did not even realize
No.
what you were doing.
No.
You
none
were
of us
there.
did.
You were in the moment.
I don't think any of us did.
You
I don't
in
think
it.
Eric Fagan did. I don't think Khalid or Jennifer,
Bridget,
Bridget did.
yeah.
I don't think any of us thought
No.
about it. I mean, it was hit. We didn't know it until that 175 or 176 people voted for us.
Right.
That's when we found out that
Right.
we had broke so many records and didn't even know it.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
And then Bridget is one of the type people that she prays all the time, which all of us pray.
Yeah.
But Bridget just go, you know, her husband
Yeah.
is a pastor. And so she just started praying and crying. And Khalid was like so happy because it was like, oh, we weren't even looking for this.
Right.
And it came with it, you know.
Exactly.
That was a good feeling. It's a good feeling to see. And it wasn't about me. I did it. Everybody was so happy, and where we came from. I mean, on the trail, it's not an easy trail at all. It's not an easy trail. Knocking on doors. Our campaign was quite different because we couldn't do the traditional campaigning where we knocked on the doors and talked to people because of COVID. So all we could do was hang it on the door and keep going.
Right.
And then sometimes you run into barriers where people were like, didn't want you to put anything on the door.
Right.
You know, and I understand where they came from because you don't know what's going on right now with this
Absolutely.
COVID out there.
Absolutely.
But we did it.
Absolutely.
We did it.
We'll be right back with Miss Carmen Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey, thank you so much, family, for coming back. We're with Miss Carmen Turner, and we were just talking, Carmen, just amongst each other about just some advice that we would give people for public, running in public service, if they even decide to do that.
I talked to so many people when I first started running, getting ready to run.
Right.
And they were like, why you want to do that? And it was about helping the people. And I talked to a lot of people that said, don't run.
Right.
I talked to a lot of people that said, I'm supporting you. And I think me personally, I never tell anybody no. I tell, if you have a dream, like I had a dream. I had a dream when I was in high school, when I seen my high school teacher become city council. I think if you put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to do. I tell my son all the time, my son, he's so hard on himself. I'm like, look at you, you 33 years old, you own your first townhouse, you own a piece of property, it's only 3 acres, but how many people can say that they own it?
Right.
You can walk in your closet and your title is there where you own that land. I feel like if you want to do something, don't let anybody discourage you from what you want to do. People told me no. Everybody told me I wasn't going to win. I ran against a lady that she was great, 12 years as a politician. 12 years as a politician. Now, you would think that would have scared me away, but you know me. It did not scare me away. Don't let anybody discourage you from your dreams. I say, if you want to do something, do it, and do it like I do it. When I do it 110%. So if I lost, I know I gave it 110% at the end of the day.
Right.
So it was a lot of people talking about the money. How you gonna raise the money? Where the money gonna come from? My sister was like, she gonna get mad when I say this. You've never even been a cheerleader. I couldn't dance, so I couldn't be a cheerleader. But I did a lot of things. This is not dancing, so I'm all right, Tony. So the fundraisers were kind of difficult, being a first-time person. And I had to go in my personal account. I had to go in my savings. And I did what I had to do. But once I won, once I proved to the people that I was in there for the long run, all of a sudden donations started coming. I had one lady that was a soror that she donated every single month $100.
Wow.
That made a difference for me, $100 every month. I had a couple of people that was just donating $25. That makes a difference. If you believe in something, don't let anybody take your dreams or take what you believe away from you. And anything can be done. Because they told me, oh, you've never been a politician? You can't get this done. And I just did it. The more they said no, the stronger I became. Every time they said no, the stronger I became. I felt like in the beginning I was Incredible Hulk. I could take anybody out. So yes, if you have a dream, follow it.
Absolutely. I love the fact that we saw you everywhere.
Yeah.
That's one thing people got to understand. You have to be everywhere.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to be in the room for people to know who you are.
Yeah, I was in the room some days. And I would just sit back and look.
Right.
I had did a lot of research before I got ready to run, my long history. But I wasn't new to the community because Missouri City was an area that I had already did a lot of real estate in.
Right.
And Sienna Plantation was where I had did a lot of building at and poured a lot of concrete. But I was new to some people.
Right.
And so I had to build a trust with the people, which I believe in making sure people know who they're voting for.
Right.
I needed to let them see my history and where I was going and what I stood for. And that's why I was everywhere.
And a lot of people don't really understand when you are running, it's networking.
Right.
It's giving people information, letting people know what your platform is, being in the community. I remember when you were driving the truck up there for the food. You drove the truck.
Houston Food Bank was late, so I said, okay, no big deal. I used to work for Houston Food Bank, so let me just see if I can get this done. I didn't drive the Houston Food Bank truck, but I drove my 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
I drove my 18-wheeler over there because the job had to be done, and we had people standing in line waiting. For us. And
they were waiting for the truck.
Yes.
Yeah.
What better person to drive it? I'll get it there. And yes, I drove that 18-wheeler.
So it was so funny that time. It was like, oh, well, where's the truck? Because people were in line. And Carmen, Carmen drove up in that truck, and they were like, is that Carmen? Yes. She was driving that truck.
It was a job that needed to be done, and I felt like, just like now, what better person to do it than me?
Yeah.
And so that's the way I look at life. What better person to do it than me? Not only that, I try to lead by example. I have a son.
Right.
that he's been self-employed, drive 18-wheelers like I do right now. Pretty much everything I've done except hair, he has done. And so I feel like, I got my degree late in life, and my son was short of 13 hours. Instead of me preaching to him, I said, go get your own degree, and then he will see what you do, and he'll follow your footsteps. So my nieces and my nephews, I don't go beating them down. I lead as example. My dad told me a long time ago, he said, whatever you do, your sisters and brothers will do.
Wow.
And so I'm the oldest of 6. My mom say the same thing. So I had one child, and it's so funny. I had one child. All of my sisters have one child. My brother messed the game up and had 2, but we love both of them. We love both his boys.
Right.
So I believe in leading by example. So that's what I try to do. I feel like when you walk in a room, you should walk in with a big present, like my dad say, and be respectful to everybody in the room and treat people like you want to be treated.
Right. Absolutely. On a political trail, it's a little difficult many times.
Yeah, it is.
In being consistent, because many you have another job,
Right.
and people have families.
Right.
So in the advice of all of that, families are part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, my mother was involved.
Right.
My family, everybody knows, is very close. My church downtown, St. John, Rudy, they were involved. Every time I do something, I call Rudy. If I'm doing my 18-wheeler business and I need people to come to the classes, I'll go to St. John. I've been going to St. John since my son was 3 years old. He's 33 years old now. I'm about to tell my age. But my church and everybody has always been involved. I kept them involved. So I had a big team behind me, a real big team behind me, and people that believed in me. And that's very important. Even days that I was down, I had my campaign team, but I also had a family on the side and said, well, you've been, Tony, my sister Tony, she's right underneath me. You're not going to start something and not finish it. So I had no choice but to finish it.
Right.
The same one that told me I couldn't dance.
Yes.
Yeah, same one that told me I couldn't dance. And then, not only that, when I work with Matthew and Tina Knowles, I have to say that we used to have to be at the hair salon in the mornings at 6 in the morning.
Right. On time.
On time.
Yeah.
And we stayed there till the last person left.
Yeah.
And everything that I put into that, and my dad and my mom and Beverly Walker taught me, my grandmother, I put all that together. To get up at 6 in the morning to be in a hair salon, whether you had a client or not, and stay there all day was a hard job to do.
Yeah.
When we had meetings on Wednesday, the meeting started at 6. If you were 5 minutes late, it was $5. I didn't want to pay that $5. So I remember that from Matthew Knows them. And as you can see, they bought the greatest singer ever, Beyonce. I mean, you can't find another singer as greatest performer in life. So I put everything that they put into me, my mother and father, Matthew and Tina Knowles, all those trails, Miss Beverly Walker, I put all of that into this campaign. I put everything I had into the campaign to make sure it worked.
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I liked about just the collaboration, just you guys knowing and being out there and just getting the word out of why vote. I didn't see many times people said only vote for Democrats. No. It says vote.
Vote, right. A lot of us, me personally, I never said my name.
Right.
I would always say, please vote all the way down the ballot.
Right.
Everybody on the ballot's experience. We have Jennifer Cantu.
Right.
We have Khalid Morgan, 17 years. We have Bridget Smith Lawson, 17-year attorney. I would talk about Eric Fagan, 30 years. And you talk about other people. It's not about yourself. It's about the people.
Right.
And everything you want will come along with it.
Absolutely.
And at the end, I thought, oh, you never even bothered to mention about yourself. Oh, yeah, I am on the ballot, too. But it was so important to get everybody in that.
Right.
And that's what we did. And, it's funny to say, but we've never had a disagreement. None of us have ever had a disagreement.
Right.
And that's even better. A lot of people can't work as a team. We respected where each other was. We respected everybody's strength.
Right.
And when we did food drives, we had Joey, which was running for District 85. He would come out. He would set up the tents early in the morning. We had Eric and them. Everybody stayed and did their job. And we would, at the end of the day, one day I remember seeing Bridget, and she was laying back in the chair, and her kids was there. And we was outside, food drives outside. And Bridget was so tired, her head was just back. And I was like, and so we were like, Bridget, are you going to get up? We getting ready to go. She said, I can't even drive. And then I went to the car, and Khalid was just sitting in the car. I said, Khalid, you just sit in the car. Well, I thought you had been gone. And she was like, no, I didn't leave because I had to just think.
Yes.
Because that particular day, we had 3 trucks out there.
Right.
We fed over 3,000 people. We fed 20,000 families along the way. 20,000 families, that's a lot. And it's not going to stop, like Bridget said the other day when she was talking to you.
Right.
It's going to continue going because we believe in helping and not doing it for just now.
Right.
Because right now we're in a crisis.
We are. We are. And the 20,000 people, because of 40 million people aren't employed.
Right.
In the United States, and many more for 40 million plus now that are unemployed. And now we see just the magnitude.
Let me tell you, that race in Georgia is so important for the Democrats right now.
Right.
And I know you know about it.
Yes.
I hope everybody else know about it. It is so important. The way we got on the phone and called people, and people calling from me from other different cities. My cousin in LA were calling people here in Fort Bend County. We need to get on the phone right now and make phone calls and make sure that Georgia race goes the right direction. We need those 2 seats for the Senate. We need to make a difference. And those 2 seats will make a difference for the Democrat Party.
Absolutely.
And I'm hoping everybody get out there and vote. Get out there and make phone calls for the people in Georgia because they need our help. Local elections are important, very important, but this Senate race right here that's going on is 2 people that we need to put on that ballot and get them there.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is so valid, especially now.
Right now.
I mean, right this moment. Especially what they're doing, those 2 seats.
Right.
Because it's Republican.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then, of course, Vice President will be able to break that vote if we can get those 2 people in those 2 seats.
Right.
And they're in a runoff right now.
Right, right. Why was it so important for so many people to vote at this point? Just voting, period.
I think a lot of us watch TV every day, CNN. My TV never comes off of CNN. And the reason why, because I expected Donald Trump, President Trump, to say something crazy. And every time he said something crazy or did something crazy or didn't take care of what's going on with COVID or didn't worry about all these people that are still without houses and jobs and the whole 9 yards, it helped us. And it made people understand that it's really important for them to go out and vote. And I hate to say it, he helped us more than he did everything because he was guaranteed he was going to put something, he was going to tweet something, or he was going to say something that was crazy. And we did, I don't know if Bridget told you, but we did over at Hightower, we had a little pep rally over there for Biden. And of course, the Republicans came out, they blocked us in. Boris Miles, he made sure his team was there. Of course, DA Brian Militant had people that was watching us the whole time. And it got pretty rough out there. They actually backed us into a corner. But we're not back in those days where Martin Luther King days where people can water hose you down and do the things they used to do. This young generation, they're not going to take what our grandmothers and our grandfathers took. And it's not that they're looking for a fight. They just want to make a difference, and they want to see a difference. So those people actually came out and voted. The colleges promoted it. We went to colleges. We went to the high schools. You can vote at 18.
And Hightower took what? If people stand in line 6 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And we stayed out there. I mean, we had one glitch the first day of election, and after that, everything was like smooth sailing. I think Bridget was she was at Smart Financial. Khalid Morgan was at the City Hall. We were all spread it out. I was a driver. I drove from one location all 18 locations to make sure everybody was stacked up on the supply. And we stayed out there and did what we had to do. Eric Fagan was at Smart Financial. We did what we had to do.
And I'm so glad that Smart Financial was open.
Oh, yes.
That really alleviated. I'm just saying that just the stadiums and things like that.
We did great, and we have, 2022 is coming up around the corner.
Right.
And D.A. Brian Militant, Beverly Clark Walker, KP George, all of them will be back on the ballot again.
And the governor.
Exactly, and the governor. And we need to make a difference, and we need to continue.
Our Texas governor will be on there.
We need to make a difference.
Yeah.
We need to continue doing for 75% or 73% of the people to come out and vote was a big thing.
Right.
Now we need to do even more in Fort Bend County. Harris County did very good too.
Right. And we have to start now.
Yes.
So many times, and I tell people this all the time, just like a presidential race, it seems like we start then to register people to vote.
Right.
We wait until then to do it when people need to be registered now and prepared and educated.
Right. The school
what these things
systems
are.
set up a little bit different now, where a lot of people are doing virtual schools, and things have changed so much. They graduate from high school. We don't have the traditional graduation anymore. We really need to work on trying to get back to where we were at first. Not only that, with the high schools, we really need to educate our high school students on about voting and working in the campaigns. I think Harris County were able to have high school students to come out and work at the polls, and they paid them $15 an hour or something like that. I don't think that Fort Bend County was able to do that this time around, but that helps when a person 18 years old get a chance to work at the polls and see what we do on a daily basis. They'll understand why it's important to vote.
And also the education of what each one of those
positions are.
Positions are.
Positions are. I seen one family, and it was so nice to see. It was a husband and wife couple, and he had 5 boys, and all of them had graduated from high school, and they were up in age. And he said they make it a family thing, and they all came out to vote together. And he said, "This year's my first year. We're voting for you. You got all these votes." And he said, "This is my first year. My son, my grandson, my great grandson, his grandson was turning 18 years old, which was his son's child. And the idea that they were teaching him to do that already was a good thing. And we need to have more of that.
We do.
Families to come out and vote together.
We do. We need more of that, and we need to educate more of the families about that. And going back to you doing giveaways, just doing the community giveaways, just seeing the magnitude of 20,000 people that were in need, and knowing that with, not just, and many were in need, but COVID.
Right. That was special to me because the senior citizens, a lot of people don't know senior citizens can't get out like everybody else because of COVID. And we fed 20,000 people, but we also bagged up groceries and we took them to the seniors that couldn't come out.
Wow.
And we also went to not because of the campaign, and we're still doing it. Eric Fagan just finished taking some bags and some games and some toys out to the senior living facilities, and he does that just randomly.
Right.
Those are the type of people I was with. And so Khalid Morgan took books for them to read, just books for them to read, and puzzles. Bridget, she took food. Bridget would always take food. And plus, Bridget had a big food pantry at the church that she go to.
Right.
And they took food out of there and took it to them. That meant a lot. I mean, when we come in there and we bring groceries to the people that were at homes, the first thing they're going to ask us for is where their watermelon is. And not all the time do we have a watermelon. That's the first thing. Did y'all have any watermelons this time? That's the first thing they asked for. But they were happy to get whatever we bought them. And that was a good feeling just to see that. You had people that would drive there. Daryl Smith, Constable Daryl Smith, he still has his food drive once a month, I think it is now. And, Ron Reynolds still have a food drive.
He's having one that either this weekend or I think
a turkey giveaway. That's Saturday, And, we need stuff like that. Our people, right now, we're at bad times, and people really need us now. And what better time? I'm an elected official, and I would feel so bad if I couldn't do something to help my community.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Ms. Carmen Turner.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month. Or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm Attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey families, we are so happy we have Miss Carmen Turner, and we're sitting here talking about, we just ended up with speaking about giving back to the community. Just the giveaways, the community things. I know it was a lot of testing for COVID, free testing, a lot of free testing that was out. A lot of food drives that were there, and you guys are still doing food drives as a group.
Right.
Still.
We have one coming up with Ron Reynolds this weekend.
Right.
Mayor Ford was very good on giving us PPE for the community.
Right.
She came out with the food drives.
So face masks and gloves and things like that. Yeah.
That's another runoff that's getting ready to come up, which is Mayor Ford is on the ballot, and Chris and Lynn Clouser on the ballot. Chris Presley and Lynn Clouser. And then we have AJ's race getting ready to come up. People need to please come out and vote again. They need y'all's help. We're not telling you who to vote for, but at least come out and vote. They were very supportive. Mayor Ford was very supportive in helping us, making sure we had everything we need for all our food drive. Ron Reynolds, of course, you know, he's always, state rep. He's always
He's
supportive.
everywhere.
Yeah, he's everywhere. Even Boris Miles from Houston,
Right.
He bought in PPE for us and helped out. Ron Reynolds this weekend is, like we said earlier, is giving the food drive, and it's going to be right there on Texas Parkway. So
Right.
I think he's going to give out 200 turkeys.
Yes.
And if people need turkeys, please come out and get your free turkey now.
Right.
It's very important to give back to the community and to pick up the phone and call your senior citizens that's around you and see what they need. Sometimes they're in a house and don't even have food.
Right.
You know, and for us to stop
Medication.
what we're doing, exactly, medication, and don't have anybody just to take them to the doctor's office. A few of them called us for rides to the poll.
Right.
You know, Cynthia Ginyard had sent, chairperson Cynthia Ginyard had sent something up to where they would pick them up.
Right.
But, you know, of course, Cynthia had 1,001 things going on. She had 18, 19 people that she's worried about through the campaign. So we helped out there with her, you know what I'm saying? But it's always good to play team. It's always good to just check on your neighbor because you don't know what's going on right now with this day and time. You never know what's going on.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that. And even with COVID and other things, but going in and looking at your win now and looking at being the tax assessor, what are the job duties of the tax assessor?
My job is to collect the taxes.
There you go.
For not only that, for vehicle registration, you pay me. You will see my face on your kiosk when you come on there now. That's going to be quite different for me and you. Your checks will be cut when you pay your taxes to Carmen Turner, tax assessor collector, Fort Bend County. So your checks will be cut to me. And for me to make sure I put a task force together to see if I can find ways to help you save money on your taxes.
Right.
That is the first thing that we're doing within the first 100 days that we take office, is put a task force together. And all of the veterans that I talked to on the campaign trail who were afraid or could not figure out how to use the computer to get their tax discount, that's what we're going to be working on. Senior citizens who haven't filed their homeowners to make sure they have their exemption, and their senior citizen exemption. Those are the type of things that we're going to be working on the first 100 days that we're in office. Let's work on the inside and see what we can do for them first, and then after that, we'll go beat somebody down and try to find some savings somewhere else.
Right.
But first, you have to take care of home first, and a lot of them have exemptions, and they never even tried to get them.
Absolutely.
So that's what we got to be working on the first 100 days that we're in office.
That's great. That's great. Well, with Fort Bend, I know we both are in real estate. In that, it's one of the best places to live.
It is. Yeah, it is. Stafford, of course, taxes is the lowest
Right.
ever. God bless his soul. Scarcella set that up.
Mayor.
Mayor Scarcella
Right.
passed away. He set that up years ago. We wish that we could do that all over Houston and
Right.
everywhere else. They're in a pretty safe position, and I hope and pray that I can work with the mayors and see where we can find other exemptions for everybody else that need tax exemptions. So that's what I'm going to be doing within the first 100 days that I'm in office, meet with the mayors of all these different cities, 22 cities, and see how we can help to make things better for the people in the community.
22 cities.
22 cities.
That's good.
Sugarland. Fort Bend County is huge.
Yes. Yes.
Huge, yes.
Yes,
A lot of people don't realize how big it is.
And very diverse.
Oh, yes, definitely, yes. And now is the time to get things straight. When COVID when COVID passes over, a lot of people are going to come back and they're going to be in trouble. A lot of real estate
Right.
is going to be coming up for foreclosure, and a lot of people hadn't paid their taxes, and we're trying to set up payment arrangements to where they can keep their home or save their homes.
Right.
And make sure people are comfortable again. It's going to take this is a process. It's not nothing that's going to happen overnight.
Right.
It's something that we have to go through to get everything straight again. And my team will be there to help them.
Absolutely. And it's good to have a team. I like that part of it. Let's look into the camera right there and let's talk to the viewers. And what would you like to leave with those viewers?
I am Carmen Turner. I am your tax assessor collector for Fort Bend County. I will have an open door policy. If you ever need me, feel free to give me a call at the tax office, and somebody from my office will get back in touch with you. And I also want to take the time to say thank you for every vote, every phone call, anybody that took the time to come out and talk to me, voted for me. I want to say thank you over and over again. Without you, we would not be here today. And thank you for helping me break all of those records we broke.
Absolutely. How can people reach out and look at you website or something?
Yeah, we have the tax assessor's website, which will be coming up January 1st. We have the inauguration with all 18 of us, 9 of us that won will be on there. We're not sure where it's going to be at yet, but we'll make sure we stay in touch with you and let you know. January 1st, we'll be sworn in. Once I swear in, everything will be on the website, the tax assessor's website, for you all to get in touch with me.
That's good. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your old real estate buddy.
You want to do some shout outs to your family? Do some shout outs?
Of course. I like to always say hello to my mom.
Yeah.
Cornelia Smith. She's probably somewhere right now, worried to death about her kids. Tony, Mary, Sheena, and Lena. Those are my sisters. And of course, my darling son, my beautiful son, Edric Ewing. Hello. See you later, son. Yeah, that's as far as I can go.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
I appreciate you so much for coming on.
I really appreciate you bringing us here.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're having a whole party. Without you, where would we be right now?
We've been on the trail. You came with radio with me.
Yes.
You interviewed there several times.
Yes.
Just everybody did.
Yes.
And then now TV. And man.
You keep growing on me. You keep growing. You keep
We
growing.
so appreciate you.
I'm so glad that you bought the whole party on. I hope you get a chance to bring the chairperson.
Yes.
Have you talked to Cynthia again?
Yeah. Well, she's so big. She hadn't been, she hadn't been.
I forgot. I forgot she has so many things going on right now.
Yeah,
but she
but
did she was a great leader throughout this whole process.
Absolutely.
So if you get a chance, call her and see if you can get in here.
I will definitely.
But I mean, you have bought everybody from the whole team already, huh? You're a politician now.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything you've done, Ms. Corman. Thank you for even thinking about running.
Yes, no problem.
Because the thing about you thinking about it, now you've broken that ceiling that had been there all those years.
And you feel free to call me whenever you need me.
Absolutely. Family, on tomorrow, thank you for everything. Tomorrow we'll have comedian Grossman, and he's going to keep you laughing. 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. See you then. Bye.